How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my Jonathon Brooks prospect breakdown. Jonathon Brooks, the 6', 207-pound redshirt sophomore running back from Texas, is my favorite running back in the 2024 NFL Draft. But as always, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow my TikTok and my Twitter, and support my Patreon if you want access to my 2024 NFL Draft board. But Brooks was a 4-star recruit out of high school and committed to Texas in 2021. After redshirting his freshman year, he got on the field in 2022, rushing for 197 yards and 5 touchdowns behind Bijan Robinson and Roschon Johnson. But after Robinson and Johnson declared for the draft, Brooks became the lead back at Texas. And in 2023 in 11 games, he rushed for 1,139 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, and 6.1 yards per carry on 187 total carries. He also had 732 yards after contact, 63 missed tackles forced, and in 8 out of his 11 total games, he had 100 plus all scrimmage yards. Unfortunately, his 2023 season ended after he tore his ACL against TCU in mid-November. But if he played the full 14 games that Texas played, he likely could have rushed for over 1,400 yards. In 2023, he was also second team All-Big 12 and a Doak Walker semifinalist. The two things that make Brooks so good are his contact balance and his vision. His contact balance, also known as the ability to stay on your feet and stay balanced after being hit, is in my opinion the best in the class. He is always bouncing off tackles or bowling through holes. His vision is a great addition to his contact balance because he consistently chooses the right holes to hit, as well as the best lanes and angles to maximize his yardage. He also has good athleticism, highlighted by his good speed, agility, quickness, and explosiveness. He also has quick feet, which allows him to start and stop quickly, and this makes his juke move just crazy good. He is also very young at only 20 years old and a redshirt sophomore, and he also doesn't have a lot of mileage. He only had 238 total carries at Texas, and Brooks also has some receiving upside, but overall is best as a one-cut back. My biggest weakness for Brooks, though, isn't even his fault. But he is coming to his rookie year off of an ACL tear. And ACL tears for running backs can be detrimental, and they're also 2-year injuries. I don't think he'll be completely back until year 2, so that factors into your draft decision. He also has slightly below average size at only 207 pounds, and with that size limitation, he also doesn't have great power. His contact balance allows him to break a ton of tackles, but when he's being wrapped up by a defender or defensive lineman, he'll stall there and won't get as much of those tough yardage. He also is best as a straight line runner or vertical threat, not the best laterally, and he also isn't a very nuanced route runner and has a bit of a limited route tree. But with all that being said, let's get into the film. Alright, I'm going to start the Jonathon Brooks film breakdown with the Alabama game. Now, I'm only going to show around 3 plays, or the 3 most impactful plays Jonathon Brooks had, but first, Jonathon Brooks is going to be starting off here with a counter, with Ja'Tavion Sanders being the lead block. Now, pausing right here, I think there are 2 ways that Brooks could have gone. He either could have gone through here, but I think he already sensed the hole closing up. So correctly cuts through this one, stiff arms one defender, and goes for around 9 yards. And then this is the touchdown that Jonathon Brooks scored in the Alabama game. The blocking shapes out like this. Everybody's in the frame. And let's take a look at this. First, I think that's 70. I think that's Christian Jones. Misses the tackle. However, Jonathon Brooks pauses, looks for the hole. 2 arm tackle guys here. We got Dallas Turner on one end, 17 on one. Arm tackles, gets through him, and then Brooks is just going to dive in there for the touchdown. All right, and then the last play I'm going to showcase is his biggest run of the game. Speed it up a little here. I want to just show first, look at how light this box is. There's only around, maybe if you count these outside guys, 6, 7. I would consider this a very light box. I would only say there are 5 players. Maybe if you're counting him, the safety is too long out. But let's look at this. Jonathon Brooks is, the hole is completely open. And let's just see how he's going to accelerate through that and get a good 14 yards. All right, and now we're moving on to the Kansas game. Now, I could make an entire film breakdown on this game alone. Brooks had over 25 touches, 250 yards, had an absolute monster game. First one I'm going to show is his 23-yard reception. By the way, loves the salesmanship from Quinn Ewers to flip his hips twice. Jonathon Brooks gets the catch, jukes out one defender, guy coming behind him, breaks that arm tackle, and then goes and bowls all the way for 23 yards. And then here is Jonathon Brooks's huge gain, 67 yards in the beginning of the second quarter. So, This is going to be another, I think this is power here with 2 seal blocks, and then you got 2 lead blocks that are going to be trying to hit the hole. Let's see how Jonathon Brooks hits it. So, really clean blocking here. Pretty much a hole seals up right here. Slow down a bit. Jonathon Brooks surveying the field. Sees 1 defender in front of him. 1 cut, 2 cut, and then bad arm tackle. And Brooks is completely free for a huge gain. Look at the long speed as well. Gets just short of the 10. Here's another great example of Jonathon Brooks' patience and vision. Look at how he surveys, sees a hole he likes, hits it, arm tackle, juke, and now he'll get finally taken down. And again, here's some beautiful blocking on the counter. Let me get rid of the drawing. Again, beautiful rushing on the counter here. Brooks surveys, sees the hole, and is going to cut through it and accelerate, and then finally tackled. And then here is Brooks's 54-yard long run touchdown. I mean, just look at this nice halfback wham. Boom. Hole opens up. Brooks hit it. And then look at how he's just running away from dudes. He definitely has the speed. I'll definitely give Brooks the speed because let's play that back. And boom. Cut. 1 cut, and he's gone. I gotta play this clip at full speed so you can just see. Look at how quick he moves his feet to get through the hole. And for the last play of the Kansas game, this was his 2nd touchdown. Just look at the patience, waiting for the holes to open up, and then hits it in for the touchdown. All right, I kind of just had to show this play. This was in the beginning of the game because look at that juke. Look at that suddenness in his feet. And then, of course, when I talk about Jonathon Brooks' receiving upside, I mean, this is just what I mean. Design screen, gets off of that 1 tackle, boom, moves in, just weaves in and out of defenses, another broken tackle here, and gets barely to the pylon. But of course, he didn't get the touchdown. His knee fell just short in the game. And then here is just easy, get the touchdown in there. All right, I just had to add the clip in because look at this. Free mid blitz. You think he's gonna get this tackle? But nah, look at this. Good block by the tight end too to get him off his leg, but look at the Brooks with the quickness in the feet to get the juke going. And here's just some absolute poetry in motion. So look at the zone blocking scheme. Everybody's gonna be rolling out to the right. You get the wham or the lead tight end block, which Tavion Sanders pulling this here so that you can seal off this block if Jonathon Brooks has to cut back. Let's look at how the play turns out. Boom. Everybody's here. Seal block gets the hit. Jonathon Brooks sees, cuts back. Now let's look what he's going to do. Run past defenders, make 1 guy miss, and reach in for the pylon for the touchdown. I mean, phenomenal all around. And I kind of just got to play the other angle at full speed because just look at how ridiculous this run is. What a phenomenal run by Jonathon Brooks. And then, of course, very sadly, Jonathon Brooks' final college carry on a counter here did a great job of getting out of contact, but then just the leg tackle and the hip drop tore his ACL. Just a sad thing to see for just a phenomenal running back go down with Texas at probably their peak. If he was in the college football playoffs, I don't know maybe if they would have beaten Washington, but they would have put up a better fight. Jonathon Brooks, to me and a ton of other analysts, is basically a clone of Aaron Jones. That's purely because Brooks and Jones are very similar. Both have great contact balance and vision in the backfield. Both have very similar athletic profiles like speed, quickness, agility, etc. Both also have extremely similar sizes. Pre-combine, Jonathon Brooks is 6', 207. Aaron Jones is 5'11", 208. And both are also very sudden, quick change of direction, elusive backs. However, I think that Jones is a much better receiver and Brooks is a little worse horizontally, but overall, both are really similar backs. And I'm giving Jonathon Brooks a 6.35 prospect grade. He is also my 35th player on my 2024 Big Board, however, that number is likely subject to change depending on the rest of the class, and he is my RB or halfback 1. Brooks to me is phenomenal value in the 2nd round, and I have him going within the top 50 picks. And I think he has the potential to hit that 1,000 rushing yards mark at least once in his career. With the decreased responsibility of running backs in the modern NFL, as well as running backs being positionally valued less, it is hard to say whether you should prioritize running backs in the draft at all. In a weaker running back draft class, in my opinion, Brooks shines through as my favorite. Coming into the draft, I fear that front offices will factor in the ACL tear so much, since he won't be able to test at the combine, and that ACL tear will basically overshadow his potential and talent. But if teams are patient, I think that they will definitely reap the benefits. I also think Brooks would thrive best in a two-back system at the NFL, maximizing his big play potential, and he also works best in a balanced/zone system. Teams that don't have a definitive RB1 like the Vikings, Giants, Chargers, and maybe even the Cowboys' hometown team should look to select Brooks in the 2024 NFL Draft. But that's going to do it for my Jonathon Brooks prospect breakdown. Let me know your views on Jonathon Brooks in the comments, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow my TikTok and my Twitter, and support my Patreon if you want access to my 2024 NFL Draft board, and read my full scouting report on Jonathon Brooks in the description. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.